The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com.
Fidget. Oh, you can't hear me. When you listen to this later and you're editing it, I just have to have something to fidget with my hands with.
Okay.
Whether it be a pen or this little piece of wire. Oh, sorry. I was talking to you through the camera, and when you edit later, you'll hear what I'm talking about.
What were you talking about?
Just that I need like a little fidget thing for my hands. Like, so it's a pen sometimes. Sometimes it's this little wire, this little charger thing right here. Yeah. It's just something, I don't know, keep my hands occupied. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Put them like this.
Uh-huh.
And then set them down. And then, no, like this.
Oh.
And then set them down.
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Try it.
I got to be.
Try it.
No.
Try it.
No.
Try it.
I'm a fidgety filly.
That's not even a thing.
Yeah, no, that's nothing. Okay, anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to this week's show. This is going to be a good one, because we are in this weird spot between some guest episodes that we've recorded before and really cool events that have happened and are going to happen, and more guest episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
The drop is very active right now.
We are, man. We are very active.
Speaking of dropping.
And everything.
Speaking of dropping.
Yes.
You flew and didn't drop out of the sky.
Well, that was the thing. Were we going to talk about that now, or we were going to talk? Because like I was saying, so we have this episode right now, little BTS. It's Wednesday, the Wednesday before the mini truck revival show in Los Angeles, and we are recording guest episodes the following day, Monday, and then we're going to shoot like a little podcast with you here because you're coming out here. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a little my office record. So. What are we talking about?
I figured we could. I mean, it's fresh on our minds. I figured.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The in-person podcast, we could talk about the mini truck thing, kind of in depth.
Okay, yeah. Cool. All right, cool. Well, then we'll start there. Yes, I flew. If our listeners listened to a previous episode, the plan was flying out to Nashville, you and I, well, separately, and covering C10 Nationals, which was a lot of fun. But we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I flew. It was scary as shit.
Now, what was scary about it? So, okay, you're talking to most people that have flown before.
Yes.
So, like, coming from someone that hasn't, what was scary to you about it?
Everything. All right, we'll start from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So I recorded the whole thing. I'll be putting together a video of my experience of the weekend, and I told Angie, I said, just record. I said, whatever happens, happens.
Are you going to put that out? You should put that out before this comes out.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Or maybe it'll come out a few days later when this comes out, because this is coming out.
Or the same day.
Maybe. Or the end of this week.
Oh, there you go.
Because I don't know I don't know. Anyway, so I told her to record, and I went back. So today is Wednesday. That was last weekend. We got home very late Sunday night, kind of chilled, decompressed Monday, and yesterday was Tuesday. And I was like, I'm gonna move this footage over from my phone to my computer and take a look at it. I was terrified.
Really?
You could see it on my face. Like the first takeoff, my eyes are freaking huge. I'm terrified.
Yeah, because
I'm being very honest with everybody.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Even people that do fly, the takeoff is a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, I can see why.
Personally, I love the takeoff is one of my favorite parts.
I got used to it. So this is like I'm talking from like the jump.
Yeah.
So from the jump, never experienced it before. The taxiing out. So we get there and we went to Ontario Airport, and it's kind of funny. I mean, this is like a real deep cut, but it's kind of funny because I remember going there in the actually pre 9/11 and picking up Angie from that airport when she used to go to college in San Francisco, and she'd fly down to hang out. And I remember walking up the escalators that get up to the terminal part, I guess. And I remember going up those and just rocking up all the way to the terminal. So, but now, and like I said, I'm talking from an aspect of 25 years ago or something, not 25 years ago.
Well, that's the thing.
Many
Like a lot of people don't remember that you didn't have to go through like the
TSA.
If you're just picking someone up, like you could literally just walk up to the windows, wait for someone at the gates.
Yeah, that's what I used to do with Angie.
Yep.
So that was so going up the escalators and now being parked in TSA. Well, my anxiety was growing from the night before. I could barely sleep. I took some melatonin. That kind of worked, kind of didn't work. Get up the next day, head down to the airport. I immediately slammed 2 beers at my sister's because my sister lives like, just a couple miles from the airport. And so slam a couple beers. And I'm feeling good. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, the anxiety subsides a little bit. We get down to the airport. And then another funny thing is, and you'll see this in the video, there's a protest going on at the airport. And it was like part of the union was having a protest, like something to do the airport or whatever. And they're like banging on drums and yelling. And I'm like, this is not good for the psyche. This is not good. But anyway, so I'm like getting there, and my anxiety is growing. We get our tickets, go up the escalators. I get in line for TSA, and then it really starts kind of like sinking in. I'm like, okay, this is going down. Okay, all right, cool. And then we get up there. We're very early, obviously, so we sit down for a while. And the plan was to just get one more little in there before I get on the plane. And but we mistimed it, and by the time I went to go get my next drink, it was already time to get on the plane. So like, all right, here we go. Get on the plane. Anxiety is growing and growing, and then as the plane pulls out and starts taxiing, that's when that's when I told you, like, to watch the video. I'm gonna cut out some parts but I'm gonna leave in the parts that really matter, which is the sheer terror on my face. And so we take off. That was an experience. But then we get up there in the air, and it's like, oh, okay, it's super chill. It's very chill. It's very smooth. I was like looking out, and I saw the Salton Sea, which was really cool. Like, you don't like realize how big that thing is.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
side note.
So like everyone's fear of flying is different, right? So like a lot of it is like a control thing, like you don't have control or whatever.
That's me.
But if you got up there and you were fine, is it a control thing, or were you just scaring yourself? Or are you scared
We'll
of...
get there.
Okay.
Because it gets better. The flight out there was cool. It was, like I said, it was chill. It was smooth. The first one, watched a movie. I decided to not like... I watched Anchorman 1, so it was really cool. Really chill. So we get to Dallas. We land. I experienced my first landing. Which was like an experience because that thing, I mean, you're going so fast and then you're like stopping and then the thing goes, and then like it slows down. Okay. But that wasn't that bad. The next flight from Dallas to Nashville was a little more rough. The takeoff was the same. Experiencing that, doing a connecting flight, like getting through the airport, because we're like on 2 separate sides of the airport. Yeah. And the Dallas airport has that tram thingy that goes around, which was actually, funny enough, that was more rowdy than any of the flights. Yeah. That motherfucker gets down.
Yeah, it does. Like, they're to hold on. You're like, I don't need to hold on. And they're like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, it's like skipping around the corner. So I'm telling myself,
my connecting flight on the way, because I got a direct on the way there, but my connecting flight on the way back, this is a tip that I always forget about, is not to sit towards the back of the plane when you have a connecting flight, because we landed, got off the plane, I got on the tram, got off the tram, and walked right onto the next plane.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
it's
cool. But
there's the time, like it's very no, I could see how because we were in a similar situation, not that close, but similar situation. So we take off from there. This one was a little more rowdy. Like the takeoff was the same. But up in the air, there was some experience because the first flight didn't have any turbulence. It was like smooth. I was like, wow, this is kind of neat. The next one had like a little bit of turbulence. I'm like, okay, all right, that's what it is. Okay, cool. And then this landing was a little more rowdy. This thing got down, and it like when it hits the ground and they like turn on the thrusters or something, I don't know, and the whole shit just went. I'm all, this is fine.
Yeah. Once you're on the ground, you're all right.
By the time it was all said and done, the feeling of landing was such a relief. Like being on the ground, that final once the descent starts happening, I feel, and which is kind of funny because they always say that like the two most sketchy parts are takeoff and landing, right? But through the whole experience, like me, like the descent and everything was like very calming. Like, okay, this is almost over. Mm-hmm. Because let me tell you so we'll talk about the show in a second, but now we're talking about on the way back.
Yeah.
That shit was rowdy the whole way, dude. Like the first one from Nashville to Dallas was a little bumpy, but still pretty much, what I expected. It was the same. But then the one from Nashville or from Dallas to home, like I guess there were some storms or something.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was like, it was getting down. Like and by getting down, I mean just like as much as not like bouncing like people flying everywhere, but like not what I'm used to. It's like it's bouncy, man. And my anxiety went through the roof. I'm sitting there I tried to watch a movie, and then this was funny also. I don't know which flight it was on, but it's just, let's just say it was during the whole thing. Like so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep with my because on the second one, so I watched Anchorman on the first flight, and then I watched Step Brothers on the second one. So I have this whole Will Ferrell thing going on, Judd Apatow Will Ferrell thing going on. And so I was like, all right, let's just keep with that theme. So I started watching Talladega Nights, and I don't know which one it was on. But then, like, it's going cool, it's funny. But then, like, when I don't know if you're familiar with the movie, but, like, when he crashes and he ends up in the hospital, yeah. I'm all, this is giving me, I can't do this right now. So I switch to Anchor. I'm like, all right, Anchorman 1, let's go with Anchorman 2. So I start,
You don't have a problem with flying. You just have this anxiety of bad things happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me get to the other parts. Yeah. So then I start, okay, fine, that's not working. And then I start watching Anchorman 2, and I don't know what it was, but then there's this thing, like, I didn't even remember this, but there's this part where, like, without getting way into it, like, the guy who runs the news station also owns an airline who's having news reports of parts falling off of them. I'm like, come on, man. So I'm like, fine, no movies. And I'm just sitting there, and the thing is like bouncing fucking crazy. And I'm just have my arms crossed. I'm like, just trying to breathe. And she's like, it's okay, And I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. And then there's some commotion on board. Like some stuff is going down. And remember, I didn't tell you this part. Let me go back. On the second flight from Dallas to Nashville, I had this dude sitting next to me who would not stop farting the whole time. I contemplated. It was so frequent. I was gonna say something. I was like, "Hey, man, if you gotta go take a shit, like,
yeah."
And I'm cursing a lot on this podcast, by the way, and I apologize. But I'm just trying to convey my experience, And so anyway, so this guy's just tooting everywhere, and I'm like, ugh. But anyway. So then we're flying back, and this is from Dallas to Ontario, and we start smelling a smell again, and it's like, did you fart? And I was like, no, did you? Like, no. It's like, man, someone's like farting up a storm, and then there's like commotion, and then there's people standing up, and like stewardess coming out, and then lights turn on, and all the while this thing's going like this, so like my anxiety is just like through the roof. I'm like, what's going on? What does that mean, Angie? What does that light mean? Oh, by the way, Angie was my what I call it,
it's like
my emotional support person,
like your service, like
she was my emotional support person.
Yeah.
And she did a fantastic job, because had I done this by myself, I don't know how I probably would have felt, but she was there for me, but yeah, so there's this commotion going on, people standing up. And at first we thought maybe someone, had an accident or whatever. But it turns out this lady had a small dog, and she like let the dog out of the carrier and was just running around.
Oh.
So the dog crapped everywhere.
Oh my God.
And so it stinks. There's like all these they're like getting mad at the lady. The lady's getting mad at them. Another guy standing there who's getting upset. Everybody's getting upset. The plane is bouncing up and down. There are lights going on and off. And I'm just like, I just want to go home. Oh, and by the way, I'm so tired because, we decided to make the most of being out there. So our flight left later on Sunday, and we spent all day in Nashville walking around, drinking, hanging out. And so like by the time we got home, it was about, oh, and then the flight was delayed because there was a problem with the plane. I forgot to mention that part. Like we get to it and our plane was supposed to take off at, I don't know, whatever, 10 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it gets to like 10:15 and like no one's boarding. And finally the they're like, yeah, we have an issue with the aircraft and we're working it out right now. And then I'm like, oh my God, like it was the flight back was something else. To where the point when I got home and we get home, we get off the plane and I'm tired. I'm exhausted from being just anxious the whole time and all this stuff going on. And I'm just kind of grumpy. I'm just like so done. I'm like, I just want to be home. F all this.
Yeah.
I don't like it, like, and so, and Angie's like, well, just relax. But yeah, man. So I'm tired. I just like all this stuff. Anyway, that was my adventure in flight.
But so now, are you excited to do it again?
Yes and no. Yes, I'm very happy I conquered this fear. Like, it was good. Like, I faced it head on. Nothing happened. I realized nothing happened. And I knew nothing was going to happen. Like, I've heard before that, like, turbulence, like, the plane, like, literally can't fall. Like, it cannot fall out of the sky. Like, it's impossible, right?
It's not impossible, but it's...
Well, I mean, nothing is impossible.
Nothing's impossible. It's just one of those things. You drive every day around people that... Like in a plane, there's two people controlling that plane.
Yeah.
Well, essentially one. When you're in your car driving down the street, there's hundreds of people around you that at any point in time can run into you.
Yeah, I know. I think about that a lot too.
Flip your truck. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, flying is just like if you look around, like if you're in the plane and you're starting to freak out, you look around, everyone's chilling.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, the
like,
reason they're chilling is because it's just a normal thing. So it's just one of those things where you have to. It's the anxiety of bad things happening is where you're at. So if you're constantly thinking about bad things happening, you probably should seek help.
I know. I'm working on that. But it's funny because like leading up to that, I was going going through some stuff and I didn't realize because like. When the whole idea came to up, it was like, here's my opportunity. I'm going to seize it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to attack this head on. And then I kind of convinced myself that, oh, I'm going to be fine. Like it's no big deal. Like, yes, it's my first flight. Everybody is, kind of like, it's funny and like that, but it's going to be fine. Like, I'm not even worried. I told you, I don't know if I said on the podcast, but I told you in person, like I was more concerned about like the actual event filming and, doing stuff than because I was going to be using a different camera and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was more concerned about that.
More concerned about, because this is for your first time, like being paid to do something where the results like were
mattered.
Yeah. Like you go to like we go to these shows sometimes and we film and it's like, if the results aren't great, that's just our videos. Yeah, but this is like someone relying on us to make good content.
So I was convincing myself that that's what was giving me anxiety, but it wasn't. It was the flight, like the whole time. Because now I came home, I decompressed on Monday. Yesterday, I was like on top of the world. I was happy, like I'm just like everything's sun shining, everything's good, and I was like, wow, that really like loomed over me. Yeah, and I convinced myself that it didn't, but it did. Yeah. But I did. So you asked me, am I excited to do the next one? I say yes and no. Yes, because now I've realized that it's okay. It will always be okay. Yeah. I just need to like work out the small details about like my, my dealing with it. Mm-hmm. But I do know that it is gonna be, I'm gonna have anxiety again. Yeah, like that. So like I'm gonna do it again. Like it's not like a one and done thing. I didn't get off of it saying I'll never do it again, or like that, because it is if. If I want to do anything else in life, this is something I have to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just have to, you have to turn it into like a fear thing into a fun thing. Yeah. And it's like, and figuring that part out is hard because you almost have you have control over it, but you don't have control over it. You got to figure out how to get as much control over that as possible. Right. It's like, we never know if everything's going to be all right, but you almost like, we don't have control over that either. You know what I mean? You just got to go, have fun until you don't have fun anymore.
Yeah. So, and then the event. So now we can talk about the event. The event. So getting there, it was fun. Like the event was fun. Yeah. Like doing the work, getting out there. doing another C10 thing. It was everything was really cool.
Yeah.
Except for I got super sick on Saturday.
Yeah.
But the hotel breakfast, man, finally got me.
The hotel breakfast finally. Yeah, I was talking to Chupas about that last night.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was telling him about it. He was dying laughing.
Well, because like I don't know if our listeners know, but like I'm down for hotel breakfast.
Yeah.
We travel a lot. I'm like down, and I've never gotten any adverse effects, but this one got me, which was funny because like again, this was like I don't want to say real work or whatever, but it was like important,
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
yeah,
there,
yeah.
be present, and do the job.
Yeah.
And I got so sick,
So fast. Like
so fast.
it was Saturday morning, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get there a little early because I want to film drone shots of people rolling into the speedway. So we're both sitting in the car, and I'm flying the drone, and you're just like, you start to like kind of go, oh, and then you get out of the car, and you're like pacing, and I'm all, you good? You're like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. So, and then you start, and then it's just, I mean, it was within a minute. You're like,
it was like instant. I was just sitting there just sipping coffee, and all of a sudden I'm like, uh-oh.
and we figured out we all had the same breakfast except you had mushrooms in your omelet.
And I think that's what got me.
Dirty ass
That's
mushrooms.
what got me. Dirty ass mushrooms. I'm off, man. I don't ever want to do that again. No hotel breakfast.
I can't stand hotel breakfast. Like whenever we stay somewhere, like, oh, we'll just eat breakfast down here. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I mean,
get it.
It's probably actually the safest breakfast because it's just freeze dried, like frozen food that's just heated up.
basically.
So it's not like anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got some of those Tennessee mushrooms.
Dude, those Tennessee mushrooms got me.
So,
but and then the other. So talking about the event specifically, like, I was there because Chupas couldn't make it. Chupas is usually the guy who helps you out, and he was telling us the whole time. He's like, "Oh, Frank, he's gonna be tired. It's gonna be a long day. He's gonna be tired." And then, because me, like, when we go somewhere, we do stuff during the day, but I'm like, night, let's go hang out. Let's go have fun. And no, he was right, man. I was exhausted. It was so tiring. So the approach to this event was a little bit different, because this was like, I don't know, like all the detail, everything. But basically, it was like we have to cover all of the event, right?
Yeah.
So you told me. So my part was to cover the show, which that's what I do, because I cover shows. But you said, but now you can't really be like you normally are and just film whatever you want. You have to film everything.
Which you got caught doing at the drag races.
A couple times.
It's so funny, yeah, because I'm like,
a couple times.
Because there are, like, we go to these C10 shows. I mean, any show we film kind of the trucks that we like. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
But at these things, you're there for the event, and so even though you might not like think this truck is the coolest, you still got it. It's still representing the event. Blah 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 blah.
Right,
anyway,
right.
So the show happened, and then there's autocross during the day, and then there's events happening during the day. But then on Friday night they have the drag racing. So I was like, hey, you go on that side of that, and I'll be on this side. And then I look over, and I'm like filming, and I look over, and you're just sitting there with the camera pointed at the ground. I'm all,
You're like, what are you doing?
I'm on. What are you doing? And you're just like, what? Like hand signals because we can't hear each other. And you're like, I was like, no, you have to film every single car going down the strip. And you're like, oh,
yeah.
You're like, I didn't find that one interesting. I'm like, how do you know it's not interesting until it starts to go? What if it's ugly and then it's fast? Anyway, that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. So that was one thing. And then then during the show, I found myself a couple times like walking past. I'm like, no. He said film everything. So I did. I filmed basically every car there to the point where like it was. I don't know if I told you this, but it was hilarious. Like towards the end of doing it on Saturday, I didn't even know what I was filming. I was just like making sure it was pointed at it, that it was in frame and exposed right, and that's it. I didn't even know what it was. It could have been a square body C10, could have been a round body C10, could have been a Tahoe. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. There were 1,400 vehicles in show.
Yeah.
So it's like they all start to blend together.
Yeah, but it was a really cool event. It was a really cool event. The autocross, probably my favorite part was the autocross stuff.
Yeah, the autocross
stuff
cool.
was super cool.
They're really cool events because you can go and as a spectator, you can ride in the autocross. They have it set up where you throw a helmet on that they provide, sign a waiver, and they'll take you around the track in a really, really fast C10. That's like built for that stuff. And
you pointed out something really cool about it too. Like those trucks were making like like hundreds of passes. Like there were hundreds of people that they took on rides.
Yep.
So these trucks are like, and they don't like, when they take these passengers in them, they don't like just kind of like cruise around. No. They get down.
Yeah.
Like they don't let off.
No.
It's really cool.
I actually filmed a couple of them. I think it's called the BF Goodrich Share Ride program. And, and it's headed up by this Baja 1000 like race truck driver or whatever. But yeah, I have a couple where the dude like wrecked,
like spun out.
You know what I mean? So imagine being that guy like spinning out. And so it was, they don't mess around. And they are in those trucks. It's like a testament to those trucks too, because they're nonstop. They like pull up, someone gets out, someone gets in, they go,
and they mash on it again all day long. And they're still running, and they're still getting out there.
2 full days of it.
Yeah, that was really cool. The burnout contest was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome to see all those like the trucks, like they all do burnouts, but the weird ones, like there was that orange giant like C30 thingy doing burnouts anyway. Yeah. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, off the wall.
Yeah, the whole event was cool.
Off the wall stuff is fun.
And I'm ready to do it again. So where are we going next?
Chupa said you can't. Chupa said that he's the guy.
The B team.
Yeah.
I'm the bench guy.
Yeah.
I'm the sixth man off the bench.
I'll be like, you both can do it, but you got to take a pay cut.
Yeah. Chupas is all like, no, man, stay home.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to using now again, like I said, to kind of finish this conversation, like using my conquering my fear of flying to kind of expand my other horizons, flying to different shows, instead of like,
instead of setting up the booth, just go to the show, film it.
Yeah. Make content.
Yep.
And then come home, and then people can buy stuff off the website. That'd be great.
Yeah. So go buy stuff off our website. I don't know if the shirt will be on the website while this podcast is out, but I do have a new shirt. I will put it in here in the visual podcast of this. But I picked those up on Saturday on the way to your house.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that the Stay Low ones?
That's the Datsun one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I got that one. So I finally have a new shirt. Oh, and I'm gonna have you print me some shirts
by Sunday.
No.
Okay, because like,
are you printing the Mini Truck Takeover shirts this week?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh, you didn't get that?
No. Yeah. He found someone else to do it, which was okay because like, I mean, with this trip coming up and getting ready for it, and then getting my own stuff ready for the show this Sunday, like it was going to be really tight to get them done. So That's okay. And I've always said that, like, I don't get like bent out of shape if like he hit me up. We're talking about Victor from Mini Truck Revival, and we're talking about the Mini Truck Revival Mini Truck Showcase. That's the like official name of it, is the Mini Truck Showcase.
I was wondering that because I kept calling it. I didn't know what to call it.
Right.
I was like,
me neither.
So it's the Mini Truck Showcase.
It's a Mini Truck Showcase.
Okay.
And so he wanted me to make the event T-shirts. It didn't work out. He found someone to do it. But I don't trip about that stuff. I'm like, okay, that's the way it works out. So, no, that's cool.
On to the next one.
Yep.
No, I have the pinstripe C10 shirts that the red ones that I've had forever.
Yeah.
I'm at a XXX. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I can't have Brandon just print me like 24 XXXs.
Yeah. Yeah, we can make that happen.
I'll get the files and stuff from Brandon and
have
you do them before Dino's is pretty much what I'm looking for.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So now the other big thing that has went down, which is kind of funny how another little aspect of that, but go ahead.
About our show?
About the show. Yes.
Yeah. We're back at the AVI. Officially can talk about it.
Yeah.
I've been I've known about it since we're in October now. When did I find out about it? July?
Yeah, a while ago.
It was a while ago, but there's a method to our show. So we got permission to have the show back at the AVI. First time since 2019. And it's like one of those things where it's like, it's such good news. You want to tell everybody.
Yeah. You get excited.
You get excited. But at the same time, depending on who you tell, like I know who they're going to tell. And I know who they're going to tell.
Right.
Even people in our own club. Like, I already know who you're going to tell.
I love the message you put to the club when you gave us the hotel codes.
Oh, yeah, so I'll talk about that in a second. So there's a method to this madness. Like, so I have to just keep my mouth shut. And it's like the people at the AVI, I'm dealing with new people there. The old people understood how it worked. So how it works is we can't tell anyone because if we start to tell people, they will book the hotel out.
Mm-hmm.
And it just messes up we got to give a hotel code. They got to see that the people are there for the show. It's just this whole process that we have to do. So I'm waiting for the hotel code. First I'm talking to him and I'm like, we're good. I'm like, all right, cool. I need this is what I need. I need hotel code. Nothing. I finally talked to the hotel manager when I was in Dallas picking my Tacoma up, which was in July.
Right. Late July.
No, August.
Yeah. Was it late July or August?
Early August, right? So it took all of September to get almost all of August and all of September to get the hotel code.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rush with these people. And I'm just it was very frustrating. I was just like, come on. So we finally got it. And the way we have to do it is we release it to our club first. So I put it in our Facebook group, and I basically told everyone, I was like, I don't care. This is for us only, not your friends, not your best friends, not your brother. I don't care. So,
and also that extends to other people asking too, because there are whispers and talk and about you going back to the AVI. And it's funny because I've gotten a few messages from people that say well, when you found, let me know. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. you have to wait till it officially comes out.
Yeah, because the biggest problem too is there's only so many hotel rooms at that show. There's about how many hotel rooms at that show available than that show vehicles. So what happens is if we just let it go and if that fills up with people that aren't bringing their show trucks, the people that are bringing their show trucks are going to have to stay somewhere else. And it's that
makes it hard.
Sucks.
Yeah, that makes it hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if people are completely aware, and I kind of put it out there on Instagram when we dropped the codes and everything was going full speed. I was trying to make people understand the AVI is actually not in Laughlin. It's about 10 minutes outside of Laughlin. Yeah. So it's not we didn't get, a room at the AVI. We'll just go stay at the next hotel like it was, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's not whereas at the River Lodge, you didn't get the River Lodge, you can go to the Gold Nugget. It's next door. Yeah. There's no next door. So the more people sleep on it, the more people wait. It is going to be inconvenient if you have to stay in Laughlin. That's not to say it's not going to make it any less good.
That's the thing. There's a flip side to that, right? Because every year I get this. Or I'll see comments. I didn't get a room at the AVI. I'm not going.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what other show? I know there's a couple, but most shows, you don't stay at the show. At LST, there's no hotel next to LST. You have to drive 10 minutes or more to get to your hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if you have to do that at our show, it should be okay too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't complain about it.
Yeah.
When people complain, when they're just oh my God, didn't get a room at the AVI, I'm not going. I'm just that's such a bad attitude to have.
Yeah. Or you could say were you planning on going anyway? If that was the line of going or not going, were you really planning on going?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely a tough thing. That's the benefit that being down at the River Lodge had. Mm-hmm. I never had to worry about that.
Yeah, there's not unlimited rooms, but definitely enough to cover everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's out and it's sold out. And it was so funny because it's sold out. And I kept telling people, I gave people months of advance notice, this is where the information on this page. Tell your friends, tell your club members. Mm-hmm. And I kept posting that on the Forbidden Fantasy Instagram or the show Instagram page. This is where the information will be posted. Pay attention, mm-hmm. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So I kept getting, it's so funny that it's not anyone's fault that they didn't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But when they messaged me last night, they're like, oh, it's already sold. I didn't think it would sell out that fast.
Yeah, we told you.
And yeah, man, and we were able to do it online this year, which was nice.
That was really
you didn't
nice.
have to call.
That was so convenient because sometimes they don't the person on the other end, they don't understand. You might get it mixed up. This was so straightforward and so smooth. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and I still think there's rooms available. I think they're holding out on us a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, because one thing you said that was interesting is like you said that there's like a new bunch of people who work there.
Yeah.
So they really like don't have any reference to what this event is. So
There's
to
one-
them,
there's
they're like, well,
one-
how do we really know?
There's one guy that that knows, but the hotel manager. So for the first time ever, we had to put a big deposit down on the hotel code
Oh, really?
on the group. Yeah, we had to put a
that's
$2,500 deposit.
That's new information.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you do book larger groups, they will ask for that, but we never had in the past because the hotel knew
Like this was happening.
They were going to have no problem selling the place out. But then this new guy, this hotel guy, the one he had no rush. I had to explain to him like, hey, people plan their vacations around this event. We need to put a little movement, like hustle in your freaking whatever. And it's just never. And then finally, he was like, yeah, it's all sold out.
Yeah,
And
you're like, I
was
told you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know.
So I will hope, because like the very first year, the first year we were there was in 2016, and I think that it was a brand new event. They didn't know, whatever. But you remember the first year they like ran out of food and beer. Not ran out, but they ran out pretty quickly, and they had to get more. And then the next year they were like stocked, overstocked on stuff. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? I hope they.
Yeah, I don't know who's still there from food and beverage. If there's the same people there, but I'm gonna definitely talk to them when I go have.
Yeah,
a
be
meeting
like,
with
you guys
them.
need to be prepared. You guys don't understand what's happening here. No.
I mean, they're used to big crowds. The
Right.
thing what they're not used to is big crowds that stay there all weekend.
Right. Yeah.
People get there, they get on their boat, and they go on and do boat things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or they go to a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't. Like we don't leave that place. Like
No, it's the greatest thing.
Yeah. So
And
everyone, I think I caught. It was funny though. I think people a little slept on it too because they thought we were going to release the River Lodge information.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, I had one guy from No Regrets, Bobby. He was like he messaged me. He goes, what? He goes, what? The AVI? And I go, yeah. He goes, I didn't know. And I'm like, yeah. So it was pretty cool. So.
It's really cool. Everything's set. We still don't know what the show artwork is yet. We don't know who's going to be on the show artwork. So
No, I was
still
trying to
waiting
get
for
it
that.
done by now, but I got too much other stuff that I need.
I'm
do first.
on the edge of my seat waiting for that.
Do you have any guesses of whose truck is going on it?
Oh man. Well, I did, but then he got rid of it.
Oh,
Eric.
I know, right?
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, if you get rid of your truck, that's it.
Yeah.
Wait till after the show artwork comes out, then get rid of it.
Right. Eric is probably like, dang it.
I know.
But other than that, I don't know. Like, it's hard. I don't want to let me think. I don't know. I don't want to just off the top of my head. But
Oh yeah, because
whoever it's gonna be, it's gonna be awesome.
It will be because it's like the return.
Yeah.
So the artwork, like Brandon's suit, we're excited to do it because it's almost like the first time we went there.
Yeah, no, it's really so. Yeah, and you said it earlier, but it's worth saying it again. The last time we were there was 2019. The next year, COVID popped off. We didn't do anything, and for the next 3 years, 2024,
So
yeah,
2020, 21, 22, 23. So 4 years.
4 years,
4 years,
and it's back.
and the reason they didn't do it last year was because all the construction they were doing to the.
That's right, and
facility.
which was funny because like ever since we launched the event in 16, there was always this looming not even talking about COVID or anything like that. There was always this like looming threat that they were going to redo the beach area.
2019 was because I was looking through the files. I have an alternative show area
Oh, really?
map. Yeah, because we were gonna have to do it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And they ended up postponing the construction. Then they started the construction, and I think during COVID or something like that. So there is still looming because they haven't done the other side yet.
What do you mean the other side?
So you know that you have the cove, right?
Right.
In front of the cantina and to down to the island. That's where they've built that wall.
Remodeled, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't done from the other where roulette is, where the path down to the cove is. They've only done the right side of it. They haven't done the left side. So
well, we'll see what happens.
that would be amazing if they started that right before. Our
Yeah,
show.
I know, right? That'd be funny.
God.
But yeah, man. So we're back. Like every for the last 4 years, one of the things we've heard over and over and over is like, I wish it was back at the AVI. Well, guess what?
I know it is. And
Yeah.
although last year, if there was more room last year on top of the parking garage, that was a sick location too.
I think that was like because they spent a couple years feeling it out at the River Lodge because we did 2 Forbiddens and the auto mixer, right? So that was 3 events, and it was the first 2 were like really feeling it out, and I think we really settled in on that third one. Obviously, the AVI is a better option, but I think we really settled in on that third one.
Yeah,
as a good alternative in case something else were to ever happen later on. We don't know.
Yeah, only problem is they can only fit so many trucks there.
Yeah. Oh, the AVI or the
no at the River Lodge,
right on
like
the top of the thing.
Yeah, there's only so much room because you can't take the whole parking structure because that's the only parking they have for that place.
Mm-hmm. So is the one of the big things when it was introduced in 2016, the AVI, was the grass.
Yeah,
and we've talked about it before, but it's worth talking about again. It was the club made a decision that only painted and finished vehicles were going to go on the grass.
Yeah, you had to be completed paint, no primer spotches, no primer paint jobs, no nothing.
Which caused a stir. It definitely caused a stir.
It caused a stir until people realized, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. For the first year, there were a lot of upset people.
So the problem that we face now is what happens when we fill that up and there's still cool cars, like still painted cars rolling in.
That's a good question.
That's gonna be a thing that it's definitely gonna happen, and we're just gonna have to, if there's no room, there's no room. You can't get mad at us, there could be a point in time where we have to handpick the cars that do go on the grass.
Right. Maybe do like hey, that's what Vic just did with his event. He said submit a picture and we'll take a look at it. That's what many events does.
Well, I kind of like put it to the clubs because it's mostly car clubs that show up, to our show. We don't have participation trophies. We don't have like group awards. So say you have a club of 40 cars. Don't bring all 40 just to bring all 40.
Right.
Bring the best ones you have. And not saying that don't bring the worst ones, but maybe tell them like if you have to push it in, don't bring it. Like and not saying like whatever, it's just we just don't have a ton of room
on the grass. There's room in the parking lot.
There's room in the parking lot, but it's one of those things like you have to be kind of self-aware.
Right. And the other thing that kind of ruffled people's feathers was we were pretty adamant that this is a mini truck event.
I did get a question about that too. One of the guys on Instagram sent me a picture of his dad's like old Ford F100 and stuff. And he goes, "Is this allowed?" And I go, "There's really not an allowed and not allowed thing." But just so everyone knows, if you bring something that's not mini truck inspired, it probably won't get an award.
Right. Yeah, because we have said for a long time that we are a mini truck club.
And it's a mini truck show.
Right.
So, like, if you bring a lifted truck, like one of these Texas style whatever trucks, you know what I mean? And it's like a full size, not a mini truck. Because there's like that mini truck that's really lifted, that comes from Washington.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Toyota.
That's like mini trucking right there. That, but not this new full size Chevy stuff with these huge billet wheels and stuff. That's not saying anything bad about them, but that's just not mini trucking. So just save that space for another mini truck. Like let someone else show it. You don't have to bring it. So we're going to discuss that later though, but because he was saying that
we can get into more detail about that because like there was a post the other day on Instagram that Mini Truck Takeover put up that said to the effect that like full sizes aren't mini trucks. There, I said it. And I was like, well, no one. We'll get into this later. We don't have to get into this right now because it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. We're not saying that full size trucks are mini trucks, or we're not saying they are mini trucks, but they do fit within this.
Yeah.
scene.
Nobody asked that question either.
I know. No one asked that question.
You know what I mean? Like no one asked that question. It's just it's a full size, a bagged and bodied full size truck that's exactly what we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's evolved to a thing. But this guy was talking about his dad was in a Ford truck club and half of them were stock height classic Ford trucks. And I'm like, well, no, it's not that we don't want them there. We don't have the room for them. So they stay home. It makes room for more mini trucks.
Yeah.
Or more mini truck clubs.
I think that's what the term is, mini truck clubs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Or mini truck people. You don't have to be in a club. Obviously.
Yeah. That's
know,
more
like,
specific. Yes.
It's a hard thing to say, right? It's a mini truck show. Use your, be self-aware. Like if you're looking at a bagged full-size Chevy, bagged and body wrapped full-size Chevy, or a 65 Mustang that's bagged, bring the Chevy truck.
Right.
Like same with the donk stuff. Remember I got in trouble because I said like no donks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Or no whatever they're called. And it's just because we don't have the room. It's not because we're like, I hate those cars. It's because we don't. If we were a dub style club, then we would not be like saying that. We're not. We're a mini truck club.
Yeah, a mini truck club. They're on a mini truck show, and we want our event to be, good and quality, and everybody have fun. And
it doesn't have to be like super duper show quality, but just
maybe that was a bit out of my.
So I look at my Tacoma. I wouldn't bring my Tacoma now to the show, to the Forbidden Show. I would wait until it was at least painted. You know what I mean? Or primered and running. I would park it in the parking lot where that goes.
Right.
So it's just a thing. And
it is a thing,
It is, because if we had a huge venue, then we could be like, it doesn't matter.
And we did at Paris. And that was a huge thing. Because don't forget the core theme of this whole show is so everybody can have fun, including the club hosting the event.
Exactly.
Like that's sort of the core idea behind all this.
Yeah, it's not a money grab, not a money grab, but it's not like a thing to make money on.
Right.
It's a thing to our friends, so our friends can come, like-minded people, and have a good time
and hang out. And that's exactly what happens. I've described it to many people. It's a destination type show. So you were explaining earlier, and this is part of it, where you can't sit at another place just like you would any other show. But to be at the AVI on the grounds all weekend, not going anywhere, that's sort of, I'm really being careful not to say that one is better than the other, but that is definitely the essence of the show, is you get there, you put your car, hopefully on the grass if it's, good, not good. I might be stepping in a lot of shit here. So moving on. It's going to be a fun show. We'll see you there.
The other big difference that we're doing this year is we're not doing Sunday.
Oh, that is different.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. It's just Friday. It's just like the last couple of years. We haven't done Sunday.
That's right. Yeah.
And I always said, we go back to the AVI, we'll do Sunday too. But the overwhelming amount of people I talked to said just do Saturday into Saturday evening, like trophies, 7:00 or whatever. People can go to dinner and then they can come back and we can do awards after, or we can do awards and people don't need to move. Like it just, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
and kind of what another little cool byproduct of that is maybe Sunday would be a little club day. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye. Thanks for coming. And then Sunday club day.
Oh yeah.
Our club. Our
well,
club.
Anyone can stay till Monday, right?
Yeah. But I mean, our club doesn't have to do anything and just chill. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
We don't do too much anyways.
Yeah, I know. Which is another by design thing.
Exactly.
As we get closer to the show, I think maybe we'll go over things again, discuss the show, how things have evolved, how we got to this point. We've talked about it before, but it's always worth going to revisit. So.
Yeah. And I think, and people can leave their cars on the grass and in the show Saturday night. Like they don't have to move them. Mm-hmm. But when you wake up on Sunday,
just get in and take off.
Get in and take off, or you can take off on Saturday night, or you cannot come back in and out. That's the biggest thing. So,
and we'll get into those details.
Yeah, that's all the stuff later on. But yeah, so it's going to be a good time.
It is. So now the next thing, talking about our upcoming events, our other adventures that we got going on in the next few days.
Yeah.
So we have the Mini Truck Revival Mini Truck Showcase this Sunday. You're rolling out.
This will be out Monday.
Yeah, I know, but now we're talking about.
We're talking in the future about the past.
We talk about the future about the past, but
we're not this episode, but the next episode we'll talk about. We're going to be talking about that, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about the event itself, but I think right now we'll just let our viewers know who are going to be watching next week. But we might drop a guest episode next week, right? Because we're going to do this.
So it'll be 2 weeks after that.
Right. So it'll be 2 weeks when that
There's
episode comes out.
The next two. So this one. And the next one will be me and you.
Yes.
And then the three after. Well, we should have 3 guest episodes after.
Oh,
that.
okay. That's. I thought you were dropping a guest episode in between. So no. So it's gonna be this. You and I talking here on Monday the 9th.
Yep.
And then us talking about the Mini Truck Revival show and our little adventures.
Yep. In person at your house.
In person at the house, and that'll be uploaded on the 16th. So by the 23rd, we'll be back on guest episodes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That works out. I was when we were kind of like discussing it through messages, I was like a little confused. I'm like, oh, so it might throw things off, but that makes way more sense.
Yeah. Speaking of you being confused, you released the YouTube episode.
I know. That was funny. So we're done with this long couple days of shooting and doing the show, and then Sunday me and Angie are just hanging out in Nashville, just doing cool stuff. And I see a thing on my phone that says YouTube comment. Oh, I thought it was Monday, and I'm like, what does that mean? And I opened up like, oh my gosh, I uploaded the episode on the wrong day. I assumed the first was Monday.
Yeah.
I assumed the first was on Monday, but Monday was the second. So I'm just, and also because this was also a funny thing. Like we're getting ready for the big trip. I take my melatonin on Thursday night, and you're like, "Hey, did you upload the episode?" I'm like, "Shit, I didn't." It's like, but it was my melatonin was already kind of kicking in, so I'm like in here like uploading it, and I'm like kind of woozy, like a little lightheaded, but I'm like, "No, focus, you can do it," and everything went well, except for the part where I dropped the episode a day early.
That's so
which
funny.
which was kind of funny because like I remember. As we were reviewing, that was the episode with Joey and Glenn, which was a fun episode. And I remember as I was reviewing it, I said, hey, we talked about the AVI and it's not quite out yet. Should we do anything? And I forget what you said. But anyway, so the AVI info hadn't dropped yet on that Sunday because it was Monday. And we had already talked about it on that episode.
No, we didn't. I cut it out, remember?
No, it's still in there.
Did you upload the wrong one?
No, I did final. It said episode 74 final, but I think maybe we missed a part where we brought it up again.
I think we did there was a spot that Joey did bring it up again, but it wasn't like
not like details. Yeah. I think, but anyway,
which is totally fine because it's not like everybody listens to the podcast or watches the podcast or watches it that time. So
yeah, because a lot of people watched it the next day because they were used to just watching it and listening to it on a Monday.
Yep. Yeah, which was I knew it was going to be really cutting it close, so I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
yeah.
So anyway, so our adventure. So we're doing the mini truck revival mini truck showcase this Sunday.
Yeah,
we have 2 more guest episodes that we're shooting Monday, which I'm super excited for.
Yep.
Well, I don't think we'll reveal them quite yet. We'll reveal them on next episode.
No, I think we should just reveal them when they happen.
Oh. I like that.
Yeah, because we still have another
mystery.
We still have another guest episode that we shot before we haven't done yet. So
yeah, but I think we said who that is.
I think so. I think we did too. But
but it's okay.
It's okay.
People will forget.
Yes.
But yeah, so Monday we have another podcast adventure here in California.
Yep.
Which is fun. We're gonna traverse some ground on those ones too because they're pretty far apart.
Well, I'm gonna be traveling. Like I'm gonna go from here to your house. We're going to go from your house to L.A. L.A. to your house.
Yep.
Your house back to L.A.
Yep.
L.A. back to your house.
Yep.
And then I go back to L.A. in the morning to pick Chelsea up at the airport.
Yeah, dude. You're going to be everywhere. What is your this is more BTS stuff. What is your situation with what you're bringing out for the booth? Are you just bringing the Maverick with your stuff in it, or are you bringing the trailer?
No, just my Maverick with the stuff in it.
Okay. Because I'm thinking that like we'll take your stuff out of the Maverick and put it in the Titan and then put my stuff in the Titan and then just drive the Titan. Because I'm going to be driving the 4Runner down to the event and then you just drive the Titan.
Well, we could do that. It doesn't matter to me because I was thinking about that too because we're not taking everything.
No.
No. Because we don't have room to take.
We have limited space at this show.
Yeah. So, I think like we have to kind of pick and... Well, your stuff is also... You have 2 shirts per thing.
Right.
So, I think I'm going to do that too. I think I'm going to... really
condense it down a little bit.
Condense mine down a little bit because I don't need to take all that stuff. So
and plus I don't need to bring
we don't need to bring easy ups.
Well, and I don't need to bring the shirt with the OBS on it.
And you don't need to bring the racks.
And no, I don't need to bring the rack. So it's basically just a couple totes and bodies and some tables.
Yeah. Well, I think we could bring like 3, 5, 6 tables or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then totes.
Yeah.
Which We could fit in the Titan or in the Maverick and 4Runner.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh, I have an SUV.
We'll figure it
out.
out.
Stuff in it.
I figured we have options, so we'll figure it
Yeah.
out when I get there.
Yeah.
And we have to be there.
Early.
We have to be there at 7, he said?
7.
So we have to leave your house at
6. It's because there's gonna be zero traffic.
Yeah, no traffic.
So if we can get on the road, 6 is cutting it a little close because it takes about an hour to get down there.
We'll just say 5:30, and
Yeah.
then that gives us a buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to wash the 4Runner on Saturday, get it all ready to go. So it's just rolling, pack it. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. And then our thing. And then the reward for all that is next Wednesday we're going Not Scary Farm.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. And we got a lot of friends going too.
I know. If anyone wants to go to Not Scary Farm, we're going on the 11th. So come.
Yeah, that's right.
out.
This episode will be up on the 9th. So come down on the 11th to Not Scary Farm and
Yeah.
we'll be hanging out.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
We have cool friends coming.
Well, we have friends coming.
Yeah.
Ah.
Donald's coming and roulette.
He's cool.
No, it's
And
kidding.
I guess and roulette.
And roulette. No.
Nah.
No, it'll be fun.
We get to see who goes on the roller coasters and who doesn't.
Oh, I'm on, which is funny. Here I am being scared of falling out of the sky, but I'm going to go strap myself into this accelerator and go 200 feet straight up in the air and trust the young person pushing the buttons and making sure everything's okay.
Yeah. Not the pilot with thousands of hours of experience.
Not the highly trained pilot.
Yeah. In this thing that like has to go through extensive research just to get like every bolt is like thousands of an inch where you
Yeah. But I'm okay with just strap myself into this hunk of metal and flying around. That's fine. Yeah.
So I don't do that roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea doesn't really do roller coasters at all. Does Angie do roller coasters?
No.
So it's just going to be you and probably
me and my kid.
You and your kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Roulette does roller coasters.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a roller coaster. Roulette, are you a roller coaster guy? Yeah, leave us a message.
Yeah. Send me an email.
Send me an email.
That's how me and him communicate. Email.
Send me an email. CC me, dude.
BCC me.
Sorry, Ro. But so that's the grand adventures that are coming up.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have episodes all the way to the 30th.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Oh, and the 30th is gonna be cool.
The 30th is gonna be really cool.
I know. I'm talking
stoked.
to Alan at AK. I'm like, you ready for my Tacoma? Are you ready for my Tacoma?
Is he ready?
He said, bring it.
Oh, cool.
So
that's awesome.
Tony from Indiana booked his flight. He just messaged me right now. So he's flying here to Phoenix on Thursday morning, and then riding up with me to the 30th.
Oh, cool.
But I told him, I was like, it might be an adventure. I said, because we might be leaving here, driving to SoCal to pick my Tacoma up, and then driving up to the 30th.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We saw Tony last weekend. Congratulations to his wife for winning an award at that event.
Yeah, that was
with
rad.
her Silverado. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's a big event to win an award.
Yeah. There were not a lot of obviously it's a C10 event, so there wasn't a lot of like mini truck type trucks.
Yeah,
there were a couple. Hers included some Severed Guys, No Regrets guy.
Yeah, well, it's funny because they call it the C10 Nationals, but it's open to any GM or Chevy truck, not mini trucks. No S10s, no Blazers, no little Blazers.
Well, they specifically say no S10s, no Blazers.
No El Caminos.
Oh.
They want only frame on trucks.
But not S10s.
But not mini trucks, no.
They're like, get them out of here.
I know. Frank's like, well, if I would have known that, I would have declined.
All right. Well, they were S10s anyway, so no. Oh, boy. We really love messing with our listeners.
Which the episode we're filming Monday is going to be fun.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so looking forward to that. The person that we're hanging out with Monday and having on the podcast is definitely involved in the C10 world. So yes, definitely.
It'll be a really fun conversation.
I think as a low key mini trucker, to be honest with you, we're going to get to the bottom of it.
I think so too.
People are like, oh, okay. But all right, cool. What else we got going on? We're at about 50 minutes or so.
If anyone has questions about the Forbidden Fantasy show in general, I was gonna post this on the Drop Instagram and I totally spaced it. Send them to us.
Yeah,
because sometimes people will ask questions or maybe if they hear them on here, then they won't send me the questions on the Instagram.
Yeah, so you're talking about what what kind of like about the event, the history of the event, what are we doing, why do you do this,
or just
comments, concerns,
or questions about like what they can and can't do at the event, or what they can and can't bring, or why we do this, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, those are. I'm excited. Those are great. I would love to answer those types of questions. That'd be great. Yeah,
yeah.
So hit up our Instagram. It's on Instagram. The Drop with Frank and Brian. The whole thing. The Drop with Frank and Brian.
Yes.
That's where you find our Instagram. And follow that Instagram. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We post teasers. Brian posts a lot of teasers. I post them sometimes.
Frank's going to post more.
I'm going to post more. I already did one. I got it. I got another one cooking.
Another one cooking.
That's going to go up tomorrow. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be better. I've flown. I feel like a lot of, what's funny is a lot of people said like, this was very funny. And I'm adopting this like mantra. It's like, Frank has wings. He's going to conquer the world now. Yeah. It's like, now I can go anywhere. Yeah. I'm not limited to the continental, North American.
Oh yeah. So when's your flight to Australia?
I know. She said that a couple times. She's like, dude, you floated the idea of taking your first flight to Australia. I was like, that was a dumb idea.
Well, at least there was no connectors. There's no connecting
That's true.
flight. Unless you're going to there is, but the first connecting flight's 15 hours away.
Right. Well, we're gonna, now that we've done this, because one of Angie's very excited because this also not only does this open me up to go to different shows, but also opens up our family like vacations options.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're going to Hawaii. So next year we're gonna go to Hawaii, and
she said she wants to go to Boston,
East Coast stuff. Yeah. But the Hawaii one's gonna be interesting over water.
Oh,
flying over water.
And would you rather go down over water or land?
I thought about this. I'd rather go down over water.
You think
for
so?
some reason I feel like there's maybe a better chance, like maybe because like with land, especially there's mountains, there's towers, there's buildings, there's all sorts of stuff in the way, right? So maybe if we go down on the water, it'll just go and just kind of like land on the water. And
like that Tom Hanks did in that movie.
Yeah. The Hudson thing.
The Hudson thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's exactly what will happen.
I think I'd rather go over land.
That way it's over.
Only because because the pilot he can at least like look over there and go, that looks like a good spot.
Oh.
And when we're down, people can come rescue us. If you're in the water, you're kind of screwed.
Kinda, but
like boats have to come get you.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go to Hawaii next year. That's going to be fun. So, and then tune into that episode.
Speaking of the 30th.
Yeah.
Did you go see on Facebook in the club group where everyone was posting pictures of what they're bringing?
No, I haven't seen that yet. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, go check it out. Throw your 4Runner in there to add to it.
Okay.
It's going to be, if all those vehicles go that people are posting, it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Like you'll get excited looking. You're just like, what? No. Like.
It's going to be fun.
Texas is coming out big time.
Izzy, our friend Izzy from Freaks, he posted something, which like, it could have been cooler as a little surprise, but he posted it anyway, where he's like, if the registrations are any indication, like Forbidden's got it on lock for people coming. So we're going to turn out, man. Like we don't normally turn out. I mean, we do here and there, but this one, the people are going to be like, oh, I didn't know Forbidden was that big.
We didn't either.
Yeah, what?
This is it. Enjoy it because
this is only going to happen.
I said this is not a normal thing.
Right.
I mean, we're so spread out, that we don't. But I think this is actually going to be a very motivational thing for the club too.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think
at least some of the chat. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like you have like the Canada guys. They seem to always kind of at the two shows they go to every year. They roll pretty deep, and then But yeah, I think this will be kind of like oh dang.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. You know what we should get? We should make like flags. Like
the feather flags?
Like that maybe, or just some like regular flag? I don't know. I don't know why.
Like American flags.
but
with
Forbidden Fantasy on it, and then we could like put it. I don't know, man. I'm just spitting ideas out there. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's gonna come up super fast, and it's gonna be a very. I've already driving back and forth to Pandas, man. He's an hour and 20 minutes away or so.
Yeah,
like an hour if I'm driving good and there's no traffic, but
he's out there.
He's out there, yeah. I'm actually gonna go tonight and buy some seats for some guy at Marketplace.
Yeah, is he making pretty good? I've seen a couple like little teaser things that he's put together, and it looks like he's making good progress on it.
The back is essentially done.
I saw that. That looks super good.
So all the work Sean did was still there. Sean just we didn't have to sit there and like fine tune everything Sean did.
Mm-hmm.
So what Panda did was he just looked for a little bit like there was some in the frame. It was not bending, but a little bit of flex.
That was his little vibe and dance thing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was so fun.
Yeah. So he added some stuff so there was a little less flex in the frame,
Mm-hmm.
and then the front we didn't touch at Sean's, so he's got to tear into the front to lay it out on the 20s,
mm-hmm.
and
which turned out good. Did we talk about your wheels on a previous episode? Yeah, we did.
We did.
Your what are your the F? What are they called?
Anki.
But no, what's
Ankies.
the model of them?
I forgot.
I don't know. Not unit.
EM ones, I think.
Something like that. They're the best ones.
They're the best ones, and they're the only ones that are not chrome out there because everybody else is. Yeah. They're all chrome.
No, I like that part because like because also Carl from NR is getting his truck built by Panda, and so like you'll see yours in the back, and it looks sick on those wheels. Like and with it because like they're shiny but they're not chrome shiny, and they're silver but they're not billet silver. They're just like they're very unique, and it catches your eye when it's sitting in the background.
Yeah, they clear coated them too, so there's like the powder and then the clear powder.
It looks really good.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked. Everything. We got some good months coming up. Really good months coming up.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool stuff happening. What are you doing to your truck for the show? Are you buying new lug nuts?
Washing it. Yeah, sure. I'm going to vacuum.
Look at all these people putting work into their vehicles, Frank. Put some effort into there.
I am. You know what I'm going to do that I haven't done
at the height of your happiness of the 30th, we're scraping your logo.
You just take the plaque out. You're like, you're done.
We push your truck over to the freak camp. We're like, you're in freaks now.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah.
That's very funny. You're like, you're stupid rusty lug nuts. Get the hell out of here.
Why my whole rusty truck sitting next to it?
Like it's kind of funny, but there's quite a few things if you look really closely that need to be taken care of. Like ever since I had it painted, it's missing one of the window strip chrome pieces around the front window. I need to get that. So yeah, I'll do some stuff.
Yeah, no, do it. You should. You have 1 month to do it.
Yeah, I'll at least I'll promise you this. I'll at least change the lug nuts.
And now that you told me about the window thing, you shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, okay.
That is the least amount of effort as possible. Do it. Get it done.
Okay, I'm gonna fix those two things.
I'm going back and forth an hour twice every few or a week, and then I have to drive to SoCal probably 3 times this month.
Yeah,
trailering. So I'm gonna drive. I was hoping to get it done so I could just drop it off when I go out there this weekend. But I'm not gonna. Yeah. That's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to come back from Not Scary Farm. Probably wait another few days. Trailer it back out there, and then probably pick it up right before the 30th, or go get it and bring it back. I don't know. Anyway,
we'll see.
You can get a window. You can get a window trim. Frank.
Yeah, and change your lug nuts, Frank.
Yeah, put some pressure on.
Jeez,
put some pressure.
Be a
on.
good person.
Be a better member.
Anyway, all right.
Anyways, all right. That's it.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Our websites. We still have our giveaway going on. We're giving away giving away a sub kit, 2 Alpine subs, an Alpine amp, a Stinger amp wiring kit, and a bass knob. So go to our websites, enter to win. It's going to be a good one. There are many, many, many entries, so get in there.
Well, don't tell people that, because then that's a less. Yeah, there's no one
entering. I wish someone would enter to win these subs.
You're going to have like a 1 in 2 chance of winning.
Exactly. All right. See you later.
Bye.